All right, friends. So to start off your project, there will already be a pencil line circle around on your paper. Inside of that circle, I want you to write your name and class code. Okay? Then you are going to get your scissors and you are going to cut out that circle right on that line. There's my circle. I'm going to flip it over so my name's on the back. Now that we've learned about Mondrian, the artist, we are going to use him to incorporate his style of art into our project today. So, if you remember, he uses a lot of lines, he uses lots of squares and rectangles, and he uses the primary colors quite a bit. So, what we're going to do to start is you're going to get your pencil and a ruler. I am going to do this step with a Sharpie just so you can see it on the video, but you are going to do this step with a pencil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my ruler and I'm going to start making vertical and horizontal lines on my paper. Remember, vertical are lines that go straight up and down, and horizontal are lines that go straight side to side. So I'm going to start by making some vertical and horizontal lines. All right, I think that's enough lines on my paper for right now. Again, you guys will have done that with a pencil. I just did it with the Sharpie so you can see it on the video. Then I'm going to grab my 3 primary colors. I'm going to grab my water bowl for my table, my paper towel. I'm going to fold it up a couple times. There we go. And then my paintbrush. I can set aside my ruler and my pencil. And what you're going to do is you're going to very carefully and neatly start to fill in some of these squares with your primary color. So I would pick one to start with. So maybe one person at your table can start with red, one person at your table can start with blue, and one person can start with yellow. And you are going to pick some of these squares to start filling in with that color. Now you're going to do your very, very best to stay inside of those lines. We have small little detail brushes, so it's easy to do that. I think that's enough yellow for right now, so maybe I'll trade with somebody at my table. I'm going to wash my brush off really, really well. Wipe it on the edge and check it on your paper towel. It looks like my brush is completely clean, so now I can go in with my red paint. All right, I think that's enough red squares. I'll pass the red off to someone at my table. Clean off my brush really, really well. Oh, I definitely still have red on my brush. Wipe it on the edge. Much better. All right, my last primary color that we're going to use today is blue. You can see I'm trying really hard to fill in these spaces all the way. I'm not leaving any white spaces in any shapes that I have decided to paint. these little detail brushes. They're flat, which makes them really easy to paint along straight lines, and it makes them really easy to get in those little corners of your shapes. All right, I think that's enough painting. You guys saw when we looked at Mondrian's work that he did not paint everything. He definitely left some white spaces. So I think I am looking pretty good right here. So I'm going to make sure my brush is completely washed off. When your paints are completely dry, then we will move to the next step of going over your lines with the black paint. Because remember, mine looks like you can see the lines pretty well, but you guys will have done this with pencil, so you won't be able to see your lines as well. So once your paint is completely dry, you will get the black paint, and you will get an even smaller detail brush. So if you can see, this is the brush we just used. This is the brush we just used right here. And this little one is the one we are about to use. So it's a little bit smaller. And you are going to carefully go over your lines. Again, this is a flat brush, so it'll be easier to make straight lines. So I'm just going to paint over those lines as nicely and neatly as I can. Do not rush this step, because of all the steps, this is the step that if you rush through it, it's gonna look really sloppy. So make sure you're doing your best work. It kind of helps if you put your elbow on the table so you can kind of keep your arm from wiggling. All right, there's my picture. Please make sure, because it's really, really easy to miss a line if it's between two shapes that you've painted or something. So please make sure that you just take a quick check before you decide that you're done, and make sure that you have gotten every single line. Oh, see, right here, I forgot this line and I genuinely thought I was done. So I'm going to make sure to check over. See, if I did not check, I would not have painted that line. So please make sure that you are checking, and this will be your finished Mondrian Dot Day Dot.